Hello, how's it going, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm on later than usual today. I didn't do a lunch walk, but I'm getting out of work early because, how's it going? As people know, I worked last Saturday a little bit, and I worked late last night, later than I usually do. So, I'm getting out of Dodge. We're gonna head up through the river north here. I got a actual purpose, like Dan all day New York City. I actually got a purpose. I'm not just heading home from work early. I got to stop by Best Buy to pick up a lithium battery charger for my hotspot that I'm going to try to use. Hopefully it'll work there for the Chinatown New Year's parade. Heather B, thanks for tuning in. Dro on the go, hello, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, see, I'm on a little different time today, so thanks for checking in here and surprising everybody. I'm usually not on at this time, but hey, we'll have a nice little walk through River North. Yeah, I got to go up to Best Buy to pick up something I ordered, and then I'm gonna head home. But we should be walking for at least the next hour, and we'll cut up through River North. Chris, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Amber, how you doing there? Joe, I miss Joe there. Yeah, and Pam, see, look, Pam's tuning in. Joe on the go. Yeah, let's see. Coming to Chicago for the first time, that's great. Well, hey, we'll give you a little overview, at least of if you're staying downtown. We'll show some of the hot spots there in River North. Head over towards the Montgomery wards there, the River North. I want to walk on that esplanade underneath there. It'll be really empty, like there'll be probably hardly anybody down there, but it is an interesting space how they reconverted that warehouses. If you ever the old Montgomery wards catalog, just like Sears Roebuck, and they converted it to offices and housing, and we'll check that out, and then I'll head up to the Best Buy up there north in Clybourne. So there's the Marina Towers, Trump Tower, former IBM. Here's Wacker Drive. This is what I usually do on TikTok, but we're on YouTube. Figure since we didn't do a lunch, I was actually working through lunch. Can you believe that? I'm not walking all the way up. No. And look at the kids having fun here. They're going across the bridge here, and yeah, I took the train. I know what that epic walk there on Instagram. Bob always talks about it there. Where I took the red line up to Rogers Park. Did I take it to Howard? I might have got off on the stop before that. But yeah, I did walk all the way, like a mile or two west to that Best Buy. There is by Evanston. You could actually see the sign that says "Welcome to Evanston." And then I walked from there all the way through Devon Avenue, Andersonville, all the way back to my place. It was like a 12-mile walk. And that was right after I lost my original count, and I was on Instagram, and there was like 12 people watching, including maybe you and Bob and Tara. It was funny. But we discovered that magic shop. I knew it was up there, but I forgot what it was, that laundromat place. Hey, Jean-Baptiste Pointe de Sable's looking nice there. Look at the St. Regis and the Lake Cherie skyline. Look at that. Thanks for tuning in there, the Apple Store. So I probably should have crossed the street here. Let's cross the street. We'll get up here and we'll head down into the River North here, because I got to start heading west here, and I'll try to cross right here so we can cross and kind of hang by the river a little bit, and then we'll start kind of crisscrossing north. But here's Michigan Avenue, the Tribune, stuff we always see, but like I said, I'm on a mission here. Paula, Elena, Angel, thanks for tuning in there. But yeah, thanks for dealing with my crazy live streaming schedule here. I know it's people, it freaks me out. Like there was one day this week, I was working crazy. And it was like 5:30, and someone was like, "Your live stream's not coming through. Where you at?" And I'm like, patience. I'm gonna get going. I'm trying to get out of work, you know. And I know people know I don't stick to the exact time schedule. I want to be like Easy Rider and throw my watch away, but I can't get out of corporate America. Still tied to the clock. We all got that. Chris had all those deliveries. Hope you had a good time playing pinball last night. And Christopher Dotson, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, I know. Well, I got out of work early. I worked last Saturday. I'm salary, so I'm well over 40 hours. And everybody else was leaving early, and I got my work done. We met our deadline. It's one of those. Remember, like when you were in college and you got to your turned in your report, and you were just like, normally I'd be going to the bar right now, but why do I live stream so much? I stopped drinking 15 years ago, and this gives me something to do, not going to the bar or drinking at my house. And see, now you understand. But it's like, man, you walk a lot. You should have saw how much I used to drink. But we'll head underneath the tall Trump Tower. What happened to? I know I'm not supposed to talk about politics, but I saw he lost his court case. He's got to pay another big fine. So we'll see how that shakes out. Rebar. I guess there is a rooftop terrace there. Of course, we got footage from the London house. We went up there. People go up there, pay a hefty price to watch them dye the river green right here. A month from now, they'll be doing it for St. Patrick's Day. Crystal Blue Fog, yeah, and a crazy surprise mid-afternoon Friday, but I snuck out of work. I already put in my 40 hours. People know, like last Saturday, people are like, "Why are you going to work on a Saturday?" So I could meet my deadline this Friday and get out of work early. See, it all works out. It's all part of the plan. But here, we'll head underneath the tall building that begins with a T here. We'll see. People always secretly hope that they might have to remove the name, but I don't know if it's going to happen. And look at that. Wow, look at that. There's the London House, the Mather Tower, the Royal Sonesta. You see how they put that extra bit filled in the gap there. Look at this interesting esplanade here. We'll get a nice view of the Jewelers Building, the Marina Towers. Yeah, live streaming keeps you busy. Hey, streaming from Newark. That's great, Christopher. Thanks for showcasing Newark, New Jersey. They've got an own downtown, well connected to transit there to Manhattan. You could take the, what is that? There's a subway that goes right up from Newark that you can connect right into Midtown Manhattan. You know, it's amazing. I've taken the New Jersey Transit, like the version of the Metro we got here. You got the commuter trains. I've taken that to the Newark Airport because I've flown out of the Newark Airport from Manhattan, and there's an option to do that. That's good. Just check out some of your live streams there. That's great. People checking out different. See, I should have went. There's always look at this. There's always black SUVs. Always in front of the Trump Tower. Look at all these. See all these sedans? They're always here, and it always amazes me in the. There we got the light. It always amazes me in the summertime. You walk by the lobby there, and this piece is a hotel. There's a hotel there. The air conditioning, you'll be able to feel the air conditioning like way over here, like even on a hot day. And it's like, I'm like, man, their energy bills must be. I don't know. Is it? I guess it's a LEED building. I don't know. You got gorgeous sunshine. Yeah, we got cloudiness down here, but yeah, the sun was shining. Here's the Marina Towers, Corn Cob buildings, the PATH train. Yeah, the PATH. That's what it is. Thanks for helping me out there. Yeah, you take the PATH. Yeah, it goes to other areas of New Jersey too. And there's hills like Hoboken and stuff. You got hills with like nice views of the Hudson and Manhattan skyline from New Jersey. All that area around Staten Island, or around Ellis Island. All those parks after there that Dan rides his bike on sometimes. Look at that. Yeah, some buses too. Yeah, some buses. You're really easy to get to Manhattan. You know, you just got to get across the Hudson or under the Hudson. You know, and here we'll go up this way here. Look at that view to the Jewelers Building, Mather Tower, London House. There's the Chicago Theater off in the distance. We went by it this morning, so I'll spare us, and we'll just head up past Smith and Wolinski here. Smith and Wolinski Steak and Chops. See, it's not just Gibson's and the Chop House. We got this thing. But look how high we are above the river here. It's almost like a little bluff. And Brandon. Yeah, see? Brandon, I'm nearby. I should stop by. Here, look, the hot tub boat's out. So I feel like Jay, city walking girl, filming the hot tub boat. So Brandon, I'm heading up to Best Buy up there at North and Clybourne. I'm picking up a battery so I can charge up a hotspot when I go to Chinatown. I'll be in Chinatown at 1 o'clock for the parade on Sunday. I don't know if anybody, I'm not expecting anybody to meet me down there, but we'll get together soon. I know I want to hang out, go to bars, and talk about upcoming New Orleans trips or something. We'll figure it out. Here's it's just been a long week. I gotta move. I gotta start moving tomorrow. I'm gonna pick up the key for my new place tomorrow. I'm so excited to finally move back into my apartment that I moved out of while they renovated it. And I gotta move this weekend. We gotta go to Chinatown and do the parade there on Sunday, and then I still gotta move. And they're gonna be like, "Are you done moving?" And I'm like, "I can't start till tomorrow." And I don't need any help moving. I think I can handle it, but it's just moving sucks. Moving sucks, as people know. Here, we'll go by the bike path here. So here, we were here this morning. We went by the House of Blues, but we were on TikTok, so I'll reverse the whole thing. And the only difference is I'm going to head over to Montgomery Ward. Yeah, moving sucks there, Marco. I see that. Search for you. Yeah, I can't wait to show off the new place. Like I said, I want to have a housewarming party. We'll get everybody up there so you can see it. It's not as nice as your place with all the nice views and the amenities you got. It's so funny. They added a exercise room in the basement of my building. My building's so old. It's 100 years old. And no one even uses it. They got some nice equipment down there, but it's just real small. It's like in the basement. But Brandon's place, man, the amenities you got there in the Optima are amazing. But here we'll go by Harry Carey's here. We'll get some YouTube footage. There's the House of Blues. So there's the House of Blues in Chicago. You see how it's right behind the Marina Towers. There's the Hotel Chicago, and then there's a bowling alley. There's Katana, which is a restaurant, and then there's Harry Carey's. There used to be Dick's Last Resort, but it's gone. They want to replace it with the Legal Seafoods, but the Legal Seafood never opens. See people using the bike path here. It's a two-way bike path. And it becomes one way, just like a block up. But look at this Dutch revival architectural style. It's like New Amsterdam there. What do you think of that, Christopher? Does that look like that belongs in Manhattan? Harry Carey's there. Or Amsterdam, you know. New Amsterdam. No one uses yours either. I know you got all that nice kitchen and entertainment stuff, you know. It's amazing. Yeah. So here, we'll go up by the courthouse. We'll see, this is Kinsey Street, Kinsey and Dearborn. We'll go up to Hubbard, old Mother Hubbard's. There was a bar up here called Mother Hubbard's. I don't know if it's still here. And Woodfield Mall. You're going to the Woodfield Mall? Yeah, new Jaws. They got a Jaws pinball machine. That's awesome. Is it new? They got a new Jaws. That's amazing. That sounds interesting. Yeah, the older you get. And that's why I was so depressed, because, you know, I wasn't expecting to have to move. What happened is they you know, after COVID, or the pandemic, they got all this money to rehab apartment buildings and invest in the real estate. And so they went through all the apartments in my building, and they had a schedule where it wouldn't be doing all the same buildings at the same time. They renovated all the units of the building. Mine was probably one of the last ones to be renovated. But the way they did it, I literally got a notice. It slipped under my door. I came home from work and they said, we're not going to renew your lease. And so I went to the manager and I said, I want to stay here. Is there a way for me to stay? You know, and then it's like a bunch of legal, like they didn't want to guarantee that I could get the place back. And I was like, am I going to lose this place? Because I know other people want to rent my place. It's an interesting, unique space, you know, and historic. You know, it used to be this vintage lobby, tall ceilings, nice crown molding. You know, it worked for me, but so I had all this anxiety that I was going to lose the apartment. I didn't plan on moving, so they worked with me. I moved to a smaller apartment. I've been living in this little cramped apartment, which is fine. I appreciate you know, now I get to move back in. But I got new appliances, a new kitchen. I painted everything, painted the cabinets, and inflation. Here's Clark Street. So in the summertime, they usually close this off, and there was outdoor seating, but we'll see if they do it again this year. I don't know if they're going to continue it. We'll go by the Joy District, Hubbard. Yeah, we're on Hubbard Street. This Hub 51, this co-location, like WeWork place, and yeah, and that's exactly what happened. They raised the rent. That's why they did it. That's why they kicked me out, so they could raise the rent. We don't have rent control in Chicago. I wish we had rent control like New York City. It's, you know, why did I go all on my anti-Wall Street Jim Cramer rant? Because, yeah, oh, it's great the stock market goes up every day. I know it dropped like a penny today, but all it does is lead to my rent going up. And yeah, the stock, my 401k is higher, but everything costs more, and housing costs more. All assets will be inflated, you know. Don't get me started. Luckily, Sarah's probably not tuning in. There's Erlacher, hair for life. Yeah, they wanted to kick me out. I know. So I'll count my blessings. I'll count my blessings. I know I got the message. You know, they were like, my money's no good to them. But you know me, I'm set in my ways. I've been living in Chicago for 25 years. It's hard for me to change. I should have been like a Bitcoin billionaire like Deo Talk, and bought a bunch of assets and be living high off the hog here. Here's we're heading up LaSalle here. All tribal looms, oriental rugs, hydrology. What else we got here? So Michael Jordan's restaurant used to be there before it moved to the Intercontinental Hotel. And for a long time, Michael Jordan's restaurant was in that building right there on LaSalle. Remember that? And yeah. Oh, good. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks for I told my manager, I said, hey, and it was funny, it was when I had the original account. I said, I got 30,000 followers on TikTok. I said, I could really promote your apartment if you let me stay, you know? And she was just like, she didn't believe me, because she knew I'm a pretty much an introvert. She was like, there's no way you got 30,000 followers on TikTok. You know, I got that look, like, what are you talking about, Willis, you know? And here, let's head across the street. Let's get these nice views. We'll go by the Ohio House. We were talking about the Ohio House. I didn't go by it this morning. The Ohio House Motel. Hey, that place Brandon showed me with the handprints, the sports place. You know, we got that on TikTok. I don't know if I got it on YouTube. See, we can do multiple footage in multiple formats. Yeah, good people in the world. Ricky, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to YouTube land here. We're walking up LaSalle Street, heading up to Best Buy up there north of Clybourne, but that's about 2 miles north of where I'm at, so I got a ways to walk. Here's the Anti-Cruelty Society. Am I zoomed out all the way? Hold on a second here. Am I zoomed out? I guess I am zoomed out all the way. Feels like I'm zoomed in. There it is, the Anti-Cruelty Society. Look, they got cats sleeping there. So you can adopt a pet. Many people have adopted pets. There's a cat right there. There's a helicopter. Look, Chris, the helicopter's following me still. Anti-Cruelty Society. Donate. Come play with us. 125 years. Let's go around the corner here and see if they got any. Yeah, she's looking at some pets here. How much is that doggy in the window? There's a dog. Living the dream. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? There's a dog. You want to adopt that dog? He's like, hey, check me out. Yeah, what are you saying to TikTok or YouTube? There's some dogs. Oh, sleeping it off here. Look at the cute dogs here. How you doing? Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's people that work there. People adopting dogs, and yeah, she's checking them out. Look at these dogs. Cute dogs here. Is that a pit bull? Huh. But here, we'll go by the Moxie here. So we'll go, I think we got to go up another block here. I know, if I go, I'll go and take 10 dogs. I won't be able to. I got empathy. There, we'll try to cross the street here. So this, what is this? Grand Avenue. I need a dog. I like dogs. I'm not home enough. I mean, look at you know, I work. I go into the office. I don't work from home. See, you know, that's why everybody ran out and got a dog during the pandemic. I get it, because everybody was home all the time, and now everybody wants to work from home all the time. A lot of people can. But like you know, Brandon, you got to go to the hospital. Can't, you know, the lab's not. You can't bring the lab back to your house. There's the Ohio House. We'll go right by the Ohio House. Heading up LaSalle here on a Friday. Happy Friday. And yeah, I can get a cat. My building does allow cats. Yeah, cats are pretty much take care of themselves. Yeah, I know. You know, you don't want to leave them for long periods. But here's a nice dog. He's got a coat on. Look at that view. Look at that view to the One Chicago Tower, John Hancock. Some residential towers here. We can look back to the Marina Towers. There's the Godfrey. Look at this housing on Wells. We're on LaSalle Street. Here's the Ohio House. There's the Ohio House Motel. The Schneider Deli. Are they going to reopen that? I don't know. Hey, we got the walk here. Look at that view. Yeah. Hey, you hear that chopper? Yeah, I feel like I'm in Goodfellas. I know, it's like, here's the Schneider Deli. Hopefully they're going to open this again. They got this nice little restaurant, and here's the Ohio House Motel. Look at that. You can actually park your car right there. They had this decorated for Halloween. This classic mid-century modern with the rocks. So here we'll head up the Ohio House, the diamond-shaped roof. Yeah, this used to be this sports store, and many different iterations of this sports store. In one of the iterations, they started these handprints. Brandon reminded me of it. I knew they were here, but I didn't show them. And Brandon was like, "There's this place over here. It's got the hands." I was like, "Yeah, you know." And here, Minnie Minoso, you know, they got the handprints. Ray Meyer. Did I miss some? They started Bobby Hall, Hall of Fame Blackhawks hockey player. Sid Luckman played for the Bears way back. Ernie Banks handprints right in the wall here. You could put your hands right up there. And here, when you turn the corner, see here, look at this view. We're at Ontario and LaSalle. Ryan Sandberg, Jim McMahon, crazy Jim McMahon, the quarterback of the champion Bears team there in '85. Walter Payton, look at Walter Payton right there. Harry Carey, Walter Payton, Ryan Sandberg, Jim McMahon. Look at all these great Chicago Hall of Famers, sports broadcasters. Willie White, Tony Zale, Andre Dawson, Phoebe Mills. Gymnastics. Doug Collins with the Bulls. Dave Durson, I guess they say. Dennis Savard. Wow. Gail Sayers. Look at these classic handprints in the side of this building here. Yeah, it was SportsMart. This was SportsMart. You're right on, yeah. Irv Kupchinet, he was a sportscaster. Ron Santo for the Cubs. Tony Esposito, Blackhawks. Stan Mikita and Tony Esposito played with Bobby Hall. They were the original team that won the Stanley Cup in the 60s before the new 3-1s with the new modern team here. Steve Larmer, Frank Thomas with the White Sox. Mike Ditka, Chris Chelios. Steve Larmer, Chief Chris Chelios. Mike Singletary, John Kerr, Mike Ditka. So Mike Ditka and Frank Thomas, they really laid into it. Look how they got the deep, thick handprints, them paws, the big hurt. Frank Thomas, Mike Ditka. Look at that. Yeah, late lunch, you got it. Yeah, see, I missed the lunch live because see, this traffic's going to cross, so I'm not going to be able to film this mural the way I want it. But yeah, I wasn't able to go to live. I looked out the window. It actually was drizzling. My apologies to Krista. I think Krista was here with her son, and they were going to go to the Field Museum, and they were going to look for me at lunch. And I'm like, sorry, I'm not wonking at lunch. That's why I sent out that message. But I know not everybody sees the message. Here's Al's Beef. Al's Beef's all over the city. There, we'll head straight west here on Ontario for a bit. We'll get over to the Riverwalk. We'll go over to Erie where we can catch the Riverwalk here. There's Hooters. Man, they need a tire there or something. Look at this stacked building. Look at that view looking south on Wells. And look at that mural. Thanks for tuning in here. Sorry if I missed anybody's comments there. Yeah, you stopped. Yeah, see, it's on your way over to Wells Street to hang out at the Happy Camper and all that stuff up there. What's the other place that? Why can't I think of that place? My brain's just shot. I can't think of anything today. I need to get some sleep. But Daryl from Burbank, thanks for tuning in. How you doing there? Happy Friday. Yeah, did I miss anybody else here? Let me get the camera straight here. Elena? Yeah, it was SportsMart. Marco. Yeah, get to the chopper. We got it. Well, and I think he's serious. Remember how we met Jeremy at Eugenie Terrace and he got us on that nice rooftop view there where, Jen's there and he's a pilot. Jeremy's a pilot. And he's like, next year we're going to go up in a plane and you're going to do a live from one of his planes. And I'm like, serious? It would be awesome. Look at this. Here we're on Ontario and Franklin Street under the L track here. So here, yeah, we'll head right past the green door. I'll show how the green door racks, it leans. We'll go by the Kung Fu Panda. But yeah, on Sunday it's supposed to be sunny and like in the 40s. Chinatown's gonna have the New Year parade. 1 p.m. on Sunday Central Time. That's why I'm going to Best Buy to get this big battery that could charge my hotspot. Throw it in a backpack. I'll be like a camel there because last year I tried to stream the Chinese New Year parade there in Chinatown, Chicago, and the crowds, a lot of people showed up even though it was cold. And that's when I first discovered I lose connectivity in the crowds, just like St. Patrick's Day, trying to film Lollapalooza, the same stuff would happen. And so I got to have more juice. I got to have more bandwidth. And so I'm trying to figure a way, because that's where it never fails. You get to where, like, they die in the River Green, or they're dumping the ducks into, and everybody tunes in. That's when you get the biggest crowds tuning in. And that's when I lose my connection, because there's always so many other people fighting for bandwidth, and the signal degrades. Other live streamers run into the same problem. And Manhattan, it's got so much juice that they could film that stuff more. Chicago, I don't know, maybe it's my service provider, I don't know. But yeah, fireworks, yeah, the exact same thing. Yeah, I know you were probably watching there when I tried to film the fireworks last weekend. We were at Navy Pier, and I did the best I could. I got the perfect spot there to film them with the skyline. I'm watching my Streamlabs, my bitrate. I'm 3,800 kilobits per second. We were streaming fine until they started the fireworks, and then everybody started sending pictures with their phone and streaming themselves, and we all fought for that same bandwidth, crowded there on Navy Pier. And my signal, immediately when they started the fireworks, it went down to nothing. And that's how fast it happens. But up until then, we were in that crowd. It was fine. I thought I was going to make it. And then I had to scramble and film the finale and post it the old-fashioned way, which is always so. Then I'm like, you dummy, why, you know, I went out here, I can't even film it. And everybody's like, it's a big build-up, and then I don't deliver, you know. It's just, But here's Mr. Beef. If you ever seen The Bear, here's Mr. Beef here. Kind of modeled off it on Orleans here. See, we crossed over the Orleans. We filmed this many times on TikTok. But look, there's a good crowd in there. Mr. Beef. Yeah, the bear. See, it looks just like the bear, the Italian beef counter there in the show for the bear. And look, here's the green door. So the drifter is underneath. Of course, Anthony hooked us up and we got to film the drifter. The drifter's actually down there. So if you see the video of the drifter, the true speakeasy, it's down, the stage is there. It's actually in this building, which is next door to the green door. And the green door, this was like the storefront, and now it's a bar. Green door established 1921. It was, during Prohibition, you had to go down there, but then after Prohibition, they made this the bar, and then they connected it to, and they restored it, and there's nice stuff down there. So check out the Green Door Tavern. And here, I'll cross the street here. So here comes the L coming by. Hey, look at that. Scenes of the city there. Hey, you were here last night. That's good. Was it happening on Thursday night? Oh yeah, you were at the Green Door last night, Brandon. That's awesome. See, we're right back at it here. Here's the Green Door Tavern. And then if I walk this way, am I still streaming okay? 3,800 kilobits. Look at, they got the sign on the top. They added this thing. Here's the oldest part, see how it leans? This building's wood frame goes back to 1872. They built it right after the Great Chicago Fire, and you see how it racks, it leans. And it shifted over the years. And at least it's leaning towards the building and not the other way. But I guess, you know. And I always thought that was the speakeasy, but it was in the building next to it. You could enter off the back alley. Here, we're in this western end of River North here. We'll head towards the river here. That's crazy, isn't all the stuff they got on the ceiling? You could just like look at the walls, all the historical stuff and kitsch and interesting beer signs. And they got the crazy statue of Uncle Sam. They got a Native American statue that's probably not PC, but I'm okay with it because it's, you know, like the cigar shop has a, you know, I got distant Native American heritage like a lot of people in America. And, you know, we got to get over that. I don't know, you know, I don't want to, I defer to the real people, the real true Native Americans that live on the nations, the what we used to call reservations, which is now tribal land. And they got card-carrying CDIB members and I'll defer to whatever they think, but I'm just a mutt. Here, look at this. Look at that. Look at the overhang here. The cantilevered residential here. I'm walking right down the middle of the street. Sometimes I lose my connection in this area, so I don't come over this area too much. If I do, I usually walk up Kingsbury, but we're heading over on Huron. This is Huron. We're west of Orleans. This used to be like a warehouse district, but it's over the last 20 years, it's totally switched. Now it's a bedroom community, just like the rest of River North. And look how they got the Huron buildings. Look at all the stuffs in here. Look at all these companies that are in this building. You know, 415 West Huron. Look at that housing. Yeah, you know where I'm at here. Thanks for tuning in. The Sandman Sleep. See, that's, you know, it's some nice new townhomes there. That whole block, multi-million-dollar, built in the last 20 years. Modern townhomes been built in the neo-traditional style. Oh yeah. Oh, Southern Florida, yeah, the Seminoles, and I know they got casinos. The Seminoles are interesting because my ancestry touches the Creeks and the Cherokees and the Yuchi, which lived in Appalachia. Maybe one was mixed with Shawnee, but that was because the Shawnee at one time lived down. They weren't just in Ohio and Indiana. They were down in South Carolina there, because they got pushed out by the Iroquois during the Beaver War. It's a long Native American history is older than American history. We goes way back, but yeah, the Seminoles. A lot of the Seminoles. There were tribes in Florida, the Timucua. I can't say their name. My pronunciation is horrible. But they were like wiped out by Spanish diseases. And so the Seminoles are a mixture of the remnants of them and the Creeks that came down from Georgia and Alabama, and they got pushed south, and they resisted going to Oklahoma, and they became the Seminoles. You know, and what's his name? I know. Think how much, I know. See, not only are these multi-million-dollar residences, the taxes on them are, I couldn't even afford to pay the taxes on them. And that's what happens to a lot of the mansions that don't get sold. The taxes become so high that no one wants to buy them. And it's going to be interesting what happens, you know, if housing ever drops again, you know. But look, they're tearing up the streets here. Osceola, yeah, Osceola was the chief of the Seminoles that they captured in the 1830s. But American history is vast. Look at this. So here we'll cross Kingsbury and Huron. This is Kingsbury. Kingsbury makes an angle and goes up to North and Clybourne. We'll head over towards let's go up to Erie here. Let's go up to Erie. Show this. Look how thick this. See, look how much square footage is in these buildings. You got like multiple terraces, you know, garages in the back. Yeah, 50 to 60,000. I mean, it's like buying a car every year. The last time we went down Ogden Slip, which is over by Navy Pier, we walked. That's the secret way to get to Navy Pier. You walk down Ogden Slip there, and Brandon knows where it's at there in Streeterville. They had a boat. They were listing the boats there. $3 million yachts for sale. You know, so some of these people, not only do they have like $3 million yachts, paying a tax on a $3 million yacht. There, the Gardner School. So this, did IMPay do this? This is a modernist building here. And this, it's so interesting. The parallels. So Montgomery Wards this is where Montgomery Wards begins. It used to be the warehouses. There used to be railroad yards across the river. They would take stuff off the barges and, you know, the big warehouse distribution center. This was the Amazon in the mail order days, along with Sears Roebuck, before the internet. And then in the 60s and 70s, they built a corporate headquarters for Montgomery wards, and the Sears did the same thing with the Sears Tower. And then both of these companies, within 20 years after they built their big corporate headquarters, were gone. You know, and that's why the Sears Tower is called the Willis now. And this turned into housing, and it's no longer in offices, and no longer Montgomery wards. Now, I guess this is called the Gardner School. I don't know what else is in this building. Does anybody know what was this? Just offices now? It has to have spectacular views. Look, you can look back to the John Hancock and the One Chicago Tower. The Chicago River is right over there, so we can connect with it. And what I'll do is I'll probably go down one of these side paths. See, I went too far north. I should have just stayed there, but that's okay. We got to see this building. Here, we'll circle around here. There's a dog park over here. We'll see if anybody's at this dog park. What time we got here? 4:17. 4:17 in the PM. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, look at that. Everglades, yeah. Yeah, don't mess with the reservation police. Laura being superior. Look at that view to the Sears Tower. So this is weird. I'm heading south for a block here because I could have just kept going on Huron. See, I went too far north, but that's okay. We'll go over here towards Erie so we can catch this park. There's a dog park over. Let's check out these views. There's a water tower right there. Look at that water tower. And look at these balconies. If I go this way, we can catch the river walk. We can walk along the river for a little bit. That's an interesting building right there. See, they're coming out of the dog park right there. So we don't have to go all the way down to Erie. We can catch it right here. There's a Salesforce Tower, a Sears Tower. We were walking down that street. Look at that water tower. I want to document all these water towers in case we ever disappears. Here's the dog park. So this is this park. I don't know what the name of this park is. It's at the end of Erie Street. There used to be a bridge that went across the river, but it's long gone. But look at the dog park. Yeah, you see they're coming out. That's how you use that. You got the double gates there. And yeah, look at this. Hanging out with the dogs on a Friday afternoon. Hey, look at the sun behind the clouds here. Oh, the friend's going away. Hey, you got more friends over there. See, we'll head down to the river here. Hey, playing ball. Go get it. There's dog parks all over the city like this where they're fenced off. And you hang out here with your friends and neighbors. Yeah. Bad dog. Yeah, I still call it the Sears Tower. We're set in our ways. You can call it the Willis. You can call it the whatever you want building. You can call it, you name it after yourself there. That's good. There's that Salvation Army water tower. We walk over there. That's the West Loop over there. And this is back towards the Loop. The river goes there. So I guess that's all the West Loop. Here's the old Tribune insert facility where, you know, that Sunday paper, they would put in that, all those ads and coupons and stuff. And then they had a big printer for the Tribune newspaper. I don't know if it's, but this is where the casinos, the new Bally's casino that was approved is supposed to be built here. But like I said, I see no evidence of any pre-construction. There's still cars in that parking lot. They're going to keep that temporary casino open as long as possible because I think that's really where they want to be. Because you think people are going to walk over here from Michigan Avenue? No. You know, there'll be a riverboat stop. You could take a riverboat over here or a water taxi. You know. Yeah, Roebuck. Call it the Roebuck Tower, the Sears and Roebuck Tower. See, Roebuck got gypped. They got, you know, they just call it the Sears. It was Sears Roebuck Company. You're right. Just like Montgomery Wards, it was. Then it became just Wards. Then it just became Marshalls. Like Marshall Fields just became Marshalls. They thought it was too long of a name. Carson Prairie Scott just became Carson's. But look how, see, this is the back. Look how that bend, the bend of the warehouse follows the bend in the river. Isn't that amazing that they built the building to go straight down to the river, because there were loading docks. What we're walking down here were the loading docks where they could transfer from either the trains to barges or barges to the warehouse and back and forth. And that's why this is located here, the Montgomery Wards, at the tip of Goose Island. Goose Island's actually on the left there. We hasn't started yet, but here we'll walk underneath these columns here. This looks better in YouTube than it does in TikTok. TikTok is too vertical, and we get more of the beams here, where the exposed concrete pilasters here. That's good. Yeah. The temporary casino is tanking. That's good. I'm glad it's tanking. They thought they were going to get all this tax revenue. Maybe that's why they're not building a new one. See, I was talking to Grim Evil about that. I said, is there a saturation point where we have too many casinos? And we might be reaching that point. If what I don't deny what you're saying. I haven't been paying attention to it. I don't go to the casino. I went to it. They won't let me film in there. No one. It was like a bunch of hype. I filmed when I filmed through the windows when they were setting it up. I filmed the slot machines on my original account. Maybe that's why my original account was deleted. They didn't like that. But look, so here's the Chicago Avenue Bridge across the North Branch Chicago River. And this used to be a working bascule bridge. They got a single span there now. This used to be the gears and stuff. And you can kind of see the gears of the old bascule bridge. Look, they got this artwork here. But see, how's it going? Look at the nice gears. And you can go underneath the Michigan Avenue Bridge there. They got a bridge house that you can go. There's a museum there where you can go underneath and look out the portholes and stuff. This one you can just walk around. You can just they got it all fenced off, but you can see the old bascule bridge gears there underneath the Chicago Avenue Bridge here. Walk around it. Halloween parties. Wow, that's nice the way I roll. The Sears Mansion. Okay. Where's the Sears Mansion at? Is it on the North Shore, or is it down on the another? I think it's probably in the suburbs, isn't it? Look at that. See, there's the bend in the Montgomery Wards building. And the water taxis used to make a stop right here. But I don't know if they still do. They used to go all the way to North Avenue, and I don't know, since that was before the pandemic, and then they stopped running them up this way because no one was taking them. And then they're waiting for Lincoln Yards and the casino to happen. Here's the tip of Goose Island. And so what I'm going to do, I've learned the hard way. If I keep walking this way, it kind of ends. And there's another housing development. Here's the tip of Goose Island. So if you ever hear about Goose Island beer, there's the culinary college right there. Kendall College is right there. There's that. Remember, we walk on Halstead sometimes, and there's that big concrete mixing facility. But here's the Tribune, and here's the Chicago River, Chicago Avenue. We just walked in. We'll go up through this little walkway to get to the other side. Yeah, there's housing above this. I've been in this building. I know people that have a condo here. 900 Kingsbury. They got plaza spas, all these amenities. Yeah, there's a roof deck with like a pool up there. Beautiful views of the city. But there's also like Groupon. Groupon has offices in here. There's some other .com type places that have the stuff in here, offices, but a lot of it's housing. You see they put a bunch of balconies and stuff. I think you can just walk through here. They got the nice lighting. Yeah, this is what do they call it, 600 North Kingsbury. I just call it the old Montgomery Wards, but they call it the river walk for the I call it the old Montgomery Wards building. But I'm still calling the Sears, and I call New York New Amsterdam. I call Istanbul Constantinople, or Byzantium. It's a city with 3 names. There, 600. No, that's the parking for it. There's that IMP building we were talking about, the old Montgomery Ward's offices. Yeah, Montgomery Ward's, Chris. Yeah, you got it. That's this. And so if I go out here, yeah, I'll go out here. I think there's stairs. Can I get down? I can't get down. See, look at the top there. You see there's a statue up there. It's like a weather vane with the flag up there. And that's the statue on top of the Montgomery Ward's building. The new modern office is there. This goes up. See, Cabrini Green used to be all on the other side here. This is Kingsbury. It'll take you right up to North and Clybourne. So we're kind of angle up that way. And I've walked by here before, but it was a couple months ago, I guess. What type of housing? Condos and apartments. Now, look, it's mainly on the back side. I don't know if, see over there they got balconies. Maybe the housing's on that side. Maybe this is offices. But this building's so long that we're not even seeing the whole building. Let me show you how long this building is. I think the people I knew, they owned a condo in here and they rented it out because they lived in it and then they moved downstate and they rented it out. But you can own condos in this building. The Constantinople, yeah. It's like the old They Might Be Giants song, you know. There's an obscure reference. Kingsbury, look at this nice flat iron building. But see, look how the building wraps around. This is all the Montgomery Wards, and then there's the southern building. This building's really long. Yeah, it's condos. I think it's condos. Look it up. Look up 600 North Kingsbury, and I'm sure you could rent there. I'm sure. Hey, I'm sure you could rent there, but you can also own there. I think, you know, but it's probably not an apartment building. You would be renting somebody's condo, you know, like just from a person. Now wait, do I go this way? I'll go this way. I'll go this way. If I go, I want to show Betty's Chicago. They got cooking classes. Betty's Chicago. I like their sign there. They waved to me one time I went by there. So, what street is this? Is this Lorby? This is Lorby. I think we're at Lorby, north of, Chicago. Here's Betty's Chicago. Look, they got a big giant kitchen there. How's it going? See, look. Date night cooking classes, baking workshops, private parties, corporate events. Classes calendar, Betty's Chicago, right there. They got the big kitchen. How you doing there? They got the jukebox. It's just like a 50s. It's just like a 50s. It's like you're Back to the Future there. You know, look at that. It costs $2 million. Now you see why I complain about the stock market and housing affordability. All cities, and Chicago's not as bad as. Check out New York or San Francisco. Check out London or Tokyo prices. It is just nuts what you have to pay for housing now. I tell the story, and people can tell stories better than this. You know, multi-million now, you know. But when I first moved to Chicago in the late 90s, my original, it was a studio, but my rent was $450. They raised it to $500. I freaked out. I was paying $500 a month for a studio. Then I moved to a 1-bedroom. It was $800. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can afford $800. That's cheap, you know. So just in 25 years, rent's more than doubled for a 1-bedroom, tripled, you know. And that's just housing. That's not. And then most people that bought stuff, like the people that bought in San Francisco in the 50s and 60s, became multimillionaires off of their real estate increase, you know. And people did it in Chicago too. I can't afford a $2 million condo. I can't afford a car. Kevin was right. Kevin was joking. No wonder I'm so polite to the unhoused there when I walk, because I might be sleeping in a tent next to him. working my job, sleeping in the tent there, you know. You think I would have made more money, but this city took all my money. I drank it and poured it down the drain. There's some unicorn world. Oh, it's like kids clothing. So here we're heading up Lorby. Look at this housing. So this is some of the stuff that replaced Cabrini Green. This used to be the heart of Cabrini Green where we're at now. They got all these new condos. This stuff. Some of this, I don't know, but see, that, remember we walked through there you see the skyline, the John Hancock, and everything else. Look at that, 72,000, sold it for 2.6 mil. That's great. There you go. Way to go, the way I rolled in that, you illustrated it perfectly. And you know, if assets, you know, you got capital gains, but then if you buy something else, you roll it into something else. And my dad kicks my ass. You should have bought. I should have bought in 1999. I should have bought in 2009. I should have bought in 2020. I get kicked out of an apartment. Living on the street. Krista. Hey, Krista, how's it going? Yeah, sorry if I missed you earlier. I know I didn't. I told people earlier that I didn't do the lunch live. And hopefully you guys got down to the Field Museum. And yeah, sorry I missed you there, but we'll catch you some other time. Here we got Oak and Laura B. Dr. Charles Infill. So look, there's the skyline. There's John Hancock all the way to the one Chicago, the Trump, and you can see the Sears. We can see them all. Let's see if we can get them all in there. May, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, sorry, May, I missed the lunch walk today, but I got out of work early. So I worked last Saturday, well over 40 hours. So I'm like, I'm getting out of. We met our deadlines, so I'm walking up to Best Buy to buy a battery thing so I could charge my hotspot when we go down to Chinatown on Sunday, 1 p.m. on Sunday. They'll have the Chinese New Year parade here in Chicago Central Time. So I'll probably start streaming at least by noon. I hope to be down there by noon and get a spot. It's supposed to be sunny, but I gotta start moving tomorrow. I gotta move into my new apartment. So thanks everybody for cutting me some slack. If my live streaming schedule and walking schedule becomes kind of erratic. Pet Derm, allergy skin. That's a pet allergy place. There's a store dedicated to pet allergies. That's amazing. Laura B. There's the Holy Family Lutheran Church. Look at that. Look at that modernist flat roof church. That's awesome. Look at that skyline view. Wow. The post office going by. Look at that view. These great views you got from these big open lots here by Cabrini Green. So we'll walk straight up past the police station. I'll show you. I'm stunned because this fall, remember we would walk by this police station. It was a tent city, and fortunately, they got warmer places to sleep than sleeping on the sidewalk. I was like, what's going to happen when it comes to winter? Well, this is what happened. They're living somewhere else, which is probably the best option for now. But yeah, now we're getting a blue sky. See, Chris, when Christopher said he had blue skies, I was like, what are you talking about? But because it rained right before lunch. It was like drizzling. It was just like a little drizzle. Yeah, see, we're more friendly than the New York streams. They're a bunch of potty mouth. They talk like I was talking about Jim Cramer yesterday morning. They used the F-bombs and stinking it up. But hey, you got to watch the New Yorkers. No, the New York people are great. Christopher might be tuning in. Even from New Jersey. Here, so this is the parking lot for the police station. This is the one down on Lorby and Division. For Elm and Lorby. The Wayman Church is a few blocks that way. And see, we're surrounded by police here. It's like Police Central. Yeah, Christopher, you saw that, yeah. So let's see what else. So yeah, I still have it posted from last October. We walked through here, and there was a migrant encampment, and I'm glad they got someplace warmer to sleep than out here. It was getting bad even in October. It was getting down to like 30s at night, and people were sleeping in tents. There's people sleeping in tents right now outside. We passed them yesterday underneath the metro there. Yeah, see, here's the near north branch. And yeah, they got that's the morning flag there. I should know what that's about. Here's the Chicago Fire Department here. We're at Division in Lorby. This used to be the center point of Cabrini Green. This was all the Francis Cabrini homes were down this way, and all the Green homes were up this way, the big tall towers where this Target is now. And they used to go all the way down Division. And now this is what's replaced it. Yeah, they're stealing luggage at O'Hare. Yeah, they're using that whole wing. That's why I flew out of Terminal 5. No. I flew out of the International Terminal instead of the terminal I thought I would for Delta, because they're using that terminal. Whoa, we just almost saw an accident right there. You see how close they came? Yeah, they're using that terminal there right in the middle for the housing. And I saw people have filmed TikToks on it and stuff. And yeah, of course, you know, there's no ideal situations, you know. It's going to be problems wherever it's at, you know, and I don't know the answer either. It's hard. Here's the Chicago Fire Department Target. We'll head up to Clybourne here. Yeah, we'll shoot straight up Clybourne here. Take the diagonal. Yep. Yeah, that's usually the comment I get the most on TikTok. People are like, "Is it dangerous?" They want to talk about the crime, or they'll just be like, "Oh, you know, you're gonna get shot," you know. And I'm like, "Well, thanks a lot, you know. Thanks for tuning in there and cheering up my day." Here, look at this. You guys are great, though. I'm talking about TikTok. Here's look at this community gardens here. They got this green market or green gardens here. The city gardens. That's what they call them, city gardens. And clothing donation right here. Compost. Look, they got a swing right there. They got some chairs. It's much nicer in summertime. Trust me. You gotta park in the Target store. We all live there. Scott and Lorby. There, Danny Davis, the congressman for the 7th District here. And don't confuse him with Dan Trell Davis. That was a different person. I almost made that mistake there myself here. We all live there. Is that a school? We'll head up Lorby. That you can see that church in the Candyman, the 1992 Candyman movie, which was set in Cabrini Green. It's one of the last things. Thanks a lot, Tree. Thanks for making our day here. So, are you hoping that happens? Are you predicting it's going to happen? Yeah. Thanks a lot. Happy Friday, everybody. We're heading up to the Best Buy here, and we still got sunshine. What time we got here? We got 4:39 in the PM, and so I'll stay on until we get up to North and Clybourne there, and then. I haven't decided if I'm going to go on TikTok tonight or not. If I do, it'll be short, probably when I just walk from the Best Buy back to my place. So, it's Friday night. Not as many people tune in on Friday nights because people got better things to do, and I probably should respect that. Here we go. Yeah, let's keep it positive. How you want to get me? Yeah, where's the likes? We got the little stuff going across the screen. Brandon gave me a galaxy this morning, and somebody else gave me a jellyfish. The jellyfishes are amazing, you know. And yeah, So there's terrible me in the 80s, 90s too. Oh yeah. Yeah, they had to get police escorts. It was really bad. I mean, you know, that's why Cabrini Green was notorious, you know. Probably I would not be walking here 30, 40 years ago, you know. It's true, you know. And even 25 years ago, even 20 years ago, some of this housing was still here. People lived in it before it was condemned eventually, and then they took them another 5-10 years to tear it down. Here, we'll go up Clybourne here. We'll go past the medical center. Laura B and Clybourne. So you see, look at the Old Town sign. You got the Old Town sign right there. So here we'll cross the street here. Yeah, that you can see that church in the Candyman movie. Look how we're gonna get the sun coming right out of that. Look at that. Oh, it's like heaven. Do you see the light? Clybourne Medical Center. Look at this nice street art here, mural. It's really bad. Look at that fish. Look at that fish. You hear the subway? The subway's underneath us. There goes the L train. The L train's going by up there. Can't get above the tracks or the fence here. I saw they had a concert here in this empty lot. They would have concerts there. I think back in the 2000s, I saw Queens of the Stone Age play right here at a concert. Well, it was just the guy, the original band had long left him, the lead singer there, with the rest of his hired band there. Yeah, they increased my rent. We knew it was going to happen May, but it wasn't as bad as I expected. I was prepared for it. They probably were going to raise it anyway, and at least I got a new kitchen and new appliances, and they fixed a lot of things in it and fixed the floors, and so I should be good as new here for a while. Didn't everybody else get a new kitchen after the pandemic? Look how this is kind of sunken over here. Wow. There's like a quarry. Cabrini. No one stops unless you're buying. Wow. Yeah, the cop helped. Yeah, I heard stories like that too. I've heard stories that people were lost and the cops were like, "What are you doing here? Follow me!" And they were like, "Okay, on." They drive you out of there like, "You idiot! What are you doing?" Like even the cops would be like, "Don't go over there." You know, it was horrible. I know. It was everybody for themselves. You know. But this is it. Look at that. Look at that skyline. Yeah, that's a good story there, Tree. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, Sharon. See that we got. That's why I like doing this. I feel like Studs Terkel. You get these personal anecdotes, this collective memory where people that used to live in Chicago, do live in Chicago, remember when this stuff was here, and you could tell stories. People tell stories about their family that, you know, witnessed this stuff, you know, and lived here and still live here. You know, look at there's the skyline there. So you see, this is the new Mariano's. They built a big AMC. This housing was already started. They started some of this like way back in the 90s, I think, or even earlier. And but this is just like the last 10 years that this has been here. This Mariano's. There's a big parking deck up there. They got these nice bike lanes. We're heading up Clybourne, going up towards North and Clybourne here. Yeah, they increased my rent, but I can swing it. I just got to move. I got to move all my stuff. I had to move into a different place and move, but at least I don't have to go outside. That's the key. I don't have to rent a moving truck and go across town and deal with that. So and it caused me to get rid of a bunch of stuff I should have got rid of years ago. I got to do a big cleaning and sorting of stuff, which is good. And I probably should have threw more away. I got boxes and boxes, just stacked books. Who keeps books anymore? These big hunks of wood, dying wood, laying around with ink on it. Number one, big number one Big Mac meal. 714 Division. Oh yeah, there was a lot of places like that back then. Yeah, it was like open markets. And that's what was so hard about it. It's like one rival gang would control one building and another one would control the one next to it. And they could see each other out the window. And they would take like pot shots against each other, you know, pop, whatever that is, you know, or shoot, they'd be like snipers on the rooftops. Literally, you know. And no wonder I get angry when people on TikTok say Chirac and, you know, the Spike Lee movie and all you know, and I like him as a director, but I don't like that name stuck, and then now it's like a pejorative. It's like, you know, and it was worse. It was worse back then than it is now. And I try to, even though it's bad now, and there's random acts of violence all over the city and just, you know, smash and grabs and stuff. But back then, the murder rate was worse. It's just people cared about it less because it was only concentrated in the city, and the suburbs escaped it. Now it's everywhere, you know. And people pay attention more now, you know. And we're more aware of it because social media, too. Yeah, don't take electricity to read them. You could, and if you have to, you could use them to heat your home for a little bit, you know. Be like that Twilight Zone episode where the guy survived a nuclear attack and he comes out of the safe and everybody's dead, but he's got all these books and he says, finally, I got all the time in the world to read these books I always wanted to read. And then he breaks his glasses and he can't see, and he's like, oh, he's stuck there with all these books he can't read. Twilight Zone. But here we're up by Dick's Sporting Goods. We got the what is this? So there's a Weed Street over here. You want to walk down Weed Street? Let's walk down Weed Street. We'll cross. And there's the REI's down that way. Late 70s. He gave you a Chicago tune-up. Oh, no. Wow. What's that mean? Here's the Apple Store. So what do we got here? Dick's Sporting Goods. There's Weed Street right there. Weed Street's that way. There, we finally... Very good. Oh, I went ahead of him. I'm trying to get behind this car so I don't have to wait on him turning on me. There's Halstead Street looking north. The Apple Store, we're crossing, yeah, Halstead. Hey, let's look in the Apple Store. All these people getting artificially intelligent, sitting with their goggles on. Look at these people sitting with the goggles. This is great. So here, welcome to North and Clybourne Apple Store here. And the red line stops right underneath here. Look at these people with the goggles. The goggles, they do nothing. They'll be driving a Cybertruck. This is the future. People just sitting around wearing the goggles. It's awesome. Look how nice this architecture is. Look at that block right there. Wow. Isn't that nice that you can look right through the... Yeah. No visible bruises. Wow. They've roughed you up. Look, beer, wine, spirits. See, I could show that on YouTube, but I can't show that on TikTok. I probably could, but I'm afraid to. There's North and Clybourne. Here's the Red Line station here at North and Clybourne. They got this little plaza. Apple actually helped refurbish this station. And we'll cross over. Here's a Crate and Barrel. 6 corners, yeah. Many 6 corners. The Clybourne's a diagonal street, just like Lincoln and Milwaukee and Elston. Well, Elston kind of snakes around. There's looking back south, straight down Clybourne to the One Chicago Tower. Look how nice that is. And then we'll cross over here to North Avenue. Playing Frogger. Look at that green taxi. There's Don Julio's, Uncle Julio's Mexican restaurant across from the Crate and Barrel. There's Clybourne. It's noticeably colder today. It feels like it's in the 20s, but it's like 29. It's gonna get down to the 20s tonight. Hasn't been down in the 20s for a while. We forgot what it felt like. Here's Uncle Julio's and the Blues Brothers. Oh yeah, that's why I tell people, it's just, if you haven't seen the movie, just watch it for the cop crash scene at the end, or they race under the L tracks, or under the L tracks in the lower level of Michigan and Wacker, and wreck all those cop cars, and then they all come out and they shoot at them. It's just classic. You learn so much about Chicago, but by watching, it's like a time capsule. Yeah, I know. It's now I just ignore it. You know, people want to vent. I realize that people in the comments on TikTok, they just reflect whatever they feel about Chicago back to you. And so if they didn't like Chicago before, they're not going to like it now. They're never going to like it. And I don't blame them. You know, that's different strokes for different folks. But people that actually live here, or used to live here, you got nostalgia for the place. You got memories here. You know, stuff actually happened here, you know, and it's not all going away, you know. You know, it's just other Americans making fun of other Americans, you know. It's just like, we should be proud of our cities, you know, even though they got problems. #1 Big Mac meal. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I have a lag. I think I got a lag because YouTube's probably not used to me streaming this long. And it's funny, I'm seeing comments from like 2 minutes back, but that's okay. We can still make it work. At least you're seeing what I'm saying, or hearing what I'm saying. Left Illinois because of the taxes. Yeah. It'd be like Jeff Bezos, you moved from Seattle to Florida. And Florida's not going to get any money either. Yeah. What a deal. Come to our state, we'll let you live here for free. Okay. It all falls in the ocean. There's Sephora. Yeah, so we're finally getting trolls on YouTube. That's fine. See people just reflect back what they think. They want to bash. That's fine. Hey, we made it to the Best Buy, so I'll get across here. I'll start wrapping this up. So thanks everybody for tuning in here. I'm gonna go to the Best Buy. So once I pick up my thing, I'm gonna probably switch to TikTok if I go back on. How's my battery doing? 71%. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. We got some nice footage of the Montgomery wards there, and Green Door Tavern, all that stuff. Now look at that. There's a suspension bridge over there, North Avenue, that'll connect you over to Wicker Park. So we'll head up to this Best Buy. Look at all this big shopping they got over there. They got these big shopping, big box stuff all along Clybourne, and yeah, Lisa, piece of Lisa Shannon. Who else is tuning in? Chris. Good. So I got a lag here. Hopefully you'll be able to see this to the end. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll be switched to TikTok. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a happy Friday. Check me out on Sunday. I'll be at Chinatown, 1 p.m. That's the plan. Chinese New Year parade. And enjoy yourselves until then. Have a great night, everybody. See you later. There you go. Hey, thanks everybody. Thanks, Peace Lisa, Crystal Blue Funk, Brandon, Chris, Christopher Dotson. Thanks everybody. The way I roll. We'll catch you later. Even tree.